time the internet breaks?
So the third time the internet breaks, it will be a deliberate virus made to do a denial of service attack. It might be deliberately released, or it might be accidentally released during testing.
I think that's possible, but I also think that it could go to root. You know, you could write something that brought down root domain name service. Because I mean, one of the weaknesses of the internet is that it still is hierarchical in this one regard that is highly, I think, vulnerable.
Yeah, so it could be the domain name system, so that you can't find out what IP address corresponds to what .com.
Right.
So that is a real vulnerability. And the other thing that it could also be is it could go into it could go into Windows too. So it could be an operating system attack, and it could only bring down all the Windows machines.
But that would still be pretty damn significant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. And another thing is, you can have, I think, areas that are far too large that can be taken down because the telecoms that have taken over long bit service have failed to understand the necessity of redundancy, and they've got way too many areas, important areas, that are served by one cable.
But here's the scary thing. We literally don't know what the consequences of it will be.
Right.
Nobody, there is nobody that knows what happens.
If it goes down now, we don't know how long it's going to take to bring back up.
Because
it will leave all kinds of...
Well, for instance, can we use the phone to bring it back up?
Yeah.
Maybe the phone...
Go back to dial-up, you mean?
Well, no, probably won't be back to dial-up.
Probably the phone system won't be able to work.
Right.
People will get out their old ham radio sets.
Ham radio will actually be a factor at a moment like that. You know, carrier pigeons, for all I know. I mean, it'll be people on foot.
But there'll be trucks that don't know where to go, sitting with food rotting. You know, there'll be
a mess.
The smart grids are going down.
Unless we fix that. That may be one of the ones we fix.
And then the cloud, which people are suddenly becoming hyper dependent on, is going to turn out to be a deep vulnerability, because these cloud systems are going to be very hard to bring back up once they're down.
Or here's another one. Nobody will know what time it is.
So right.
And so
I know people that don't anyway.
But what about the clock? The clock that you worked on.
That's true. The 10,000-year clock will know what time it is.
But it's going
to be relight.
It's going to be sitting in a mountain in Nevada.
The Aztecs used to do this thing of once a year they would put out all the fires, except and then the priest and the priestess would go into the temple and make love, and then come out with fire, and then everybody would relight their fire.
It wasn't just heart eating, they had a romantic side.
Everybody would relight the fire from there, and so the clock of the long now will be the fire, and will relight time.
Oh God.
Quest for fire.
The clock of the long now will relight time.
Okay, so what are we going to do to prevent the internet from breaking a third time? Or how can...
turn it over to really harsh governmental control, because surely...
I'm sure the G8 has this.
Absolutely.
The G8 has this totally under There's 8 of them after all.
The United States Cyber Command surely is ready for this.
Right. I mean, we have a cybersecurity czar. How can you not be on top of this?
You see what we have to put up with? So welcome to the G8, everybody.
There are ways.
No, the situation's well in hand. Don't worry about a thing.